Hello, knockouts. Tanya TKO here. Ooh, that's bright. All right. Tanya TKO here. And right now we're broadcasting live on YouTube, Facebook, and on Twitter Periscope. And we're going to be talking about this story of the Black woman in Harlem who was attacked at the liquor store. We're just going to be talking very briefly about it. This is one of the most highly requested videos that a lot of people have been sending to me. And so I've been writing back to people and have been asking them, what is the self-love angle? What is the self-loving through relationship angle in the video? And nobody could answer that for me. And there were a few women who came out into my comment section to criticize me about not talking about the story, but I thought it was pretty clear about what it is that we talk about on this channel. I am a self-love specialist. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist. I'm a certified life coach with a specialty in relationship coaching. On this channel, you all hear me say it all the time. On this channel, we react to viral video stories and we find the teachable lesson about what? Self-loving or self-abusing through relationship. And I kept asking you all, what is the self-love? What is the self-abuse in relationship angle here? This is a crime story. This is a story about crime. And I don't typically cover crime stories that exist outside of a relationship. Either a relationship that a Black woman has with a Black man and her child is having a dog, running at the dog, or the child is left in the car. Now, those are also crime stories, but where is the relationship angle here? It's like people are like, Tanya, why did you cover the Proud Boys story? Let me ask you all a question and I'll look inside of the comments. What was the relationship, self-loving or self-abusing, in relationship angle in that viral story? I'm going to look now. Curtis is having a different conversation. Lawrence is saying, did you clickbait me, Tanya? We'll talk about it. And Joe is saying, quit beating around the bush and spit it out. My God. All right. So, listen, Bobby is saying, I wish I could earth every dude in that video. No lie, it's triggering. She did nothing. They are not human and need to be put down. Now, you see, this is the type of stuff that's coming up from this story. So there are a lot of people talking about this. Let me show you something. You know what? I'm going to show it to you after we talk about what the story is. So basically, this is the story. And I'm looking. So Stephanie is saying, what about the Jasmine Island situation where she was in the nightclub and she was intimately assaulted on the dance floor, allegedly. And so she was with this guy. She was married. That story was covered a lot, and that story was covered a lot, and there were many different angles to that story. One, remember when we first started covering that story, he was not yet incarcerated. And we did a lot of work and we got the person incarcerated. This is a crime story where the guys' faces are on camera. They will be caught. They will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. None of those people are getting away. In the Jasmine Island situation, she needed advocates, In that situation, there was a relationship that existed between us, the public, and a Black woman who had a cry for help, who people were saying was married, and it was not self-loving of her to go out to the club and be with this other man, and then this man assault her and all of that. So the community needs to talk about intimate assault. The community needs to talk about these situations. That person needed to be investigated, and there needed to be an investigation and not just have this man walking around free. So there are some differences also. That was, how many years ago was it? was it 2 years ago, was the Jasmine Island situation. I mean, time has been flying very quickly because I've been in New York for a year, and so it was the January. It wasn't this January. It was probably the January that existed before then. So since then, that we've been, so there are a few different things. So we've been shifting the direction and the focus on the channel. And so we really, really, really speak about relationships, self-loving or self-abusing, but we will talk about this tonight. I don't see the self-love angle, and I looked inside of the comments for you all to, yeah, Stephanie is saying 2 years ago. It's crazy how quickly time flies. So goodness is saying, this woman turned down this man's advances and he shot her to death. See, so this is what I'm saying. There are stories, right? There are stories of women who are Black women, especially, who turn down advances and they end up getting harmed or hurt. So let's talk about this situation in the liquor store, from what it is that I know. From what it is that I know, or what it is that we've heard, and a lot of you have already seen the footage, etc. She went into a liquor store to buy some wine after work, and some groups of men went in there with their faces showing, and they claimed to have asked for her number, and she politely declined, and they jumped on her, pummeled her, beat her, kicked her. One guy tried to bite, according to what they're saying, tried to bite her eye out the socket, etc., etc. This is a tragic, horrible story, and justice will be served swiftly. I am concerned because Black men really need to speak up and really need to speak out, because this is your image. These are people who look like you enacting these crimes, which lowers people's empathy for you. Let's jump into something that I want you all to see, right? Let me put up this footage. All right. So this right here, let me go to the page, right? This right here is Harlem. This is the liquor store where the young lady was assaulted. And so these are the people, oh, there's no sound on this. So these are Black men in the middle of the night gathered outside the liquor store to advocate for this young lady in Harlem. That's what we have there. Let's click out of this, and then this is a march that Black men did in Harlem. Let's see if we could get this thing to play. Where they're saying protect Black women. And look, you see Black men out there, you see how tall they are, you see the build of them, you see their pose, right? So they're saying protect Black women, protect Black women. And so these are people, so this is what, so these are Black men coming out, and they did this march. There looks like a lot of people out there, right? I'm concerned. Could you all see that? I hope you could see that, the video that I just finished playing for you all, right? So I'm going to say this, right? There are a lot of us out here who have a lot of anger towards Black men. And there are many of us out here who are looking for ways to speak out about the anger and frustration and things that we are experiencing inside, right? And so I want us to kind of check ourselves, because there seems to be this chomping at the bit. So there are people who I just, the reason why some of you may hear me, I don't know, stalling or whatever while I'm telling this story, is because I don't really see, the self-love angle in this story. I don't see the self-love angle. Even in the Jasmine Island situation, where the overarching story seemed like it was about assault, there was so much that happened in there. Was it self-loving for her to be out there? was it self-loving for her to be in this relationship with this man who was saying, like, her husband was saying that he didn't believe her and all this other stuff, and they were talking about the abuse that she may have faced in a relationship with her husband. There was a lot. There was a multi-layered story. This is a crime story, and I see people talking about Black Lives Matter in I wish that, you know what? Let me see. I see people talking about Black Lives Matter in the comment section, right? And from what it is that I know, Black Lives Matter was created to combat police brutality. I believe initially it was focused on Black men. I believe that it has broadened out to include Black women or maybe be the Black community. I don't know. But there are people who heavily criticize the Black Lives Matter movement. There are people who are heavily criticizing me for not covering this story. And it's like, so there are people coming out talking about how Tanya is I'm caping for Black men or trying to protect Black men, et cetera, et cetera. Listen, I speak out against bums of any race, nationality, color, creed, or financial status. We speak out against the bums, the abusers, and those sorts of things. We don't really cover crime stories on here, and I think that people have got to. I think people have got to kind of pay attention to the genre in which we are participating, you know what I mean? Or the focus or whatnot. So there are people who criticize Black Lives Matter for not honing in on Chicago and et cetera, et cetera. Somebody wrote inside of my comments, I'm going to search for this comment and then I'll take a few comments off of the screen and then we'll just have a few discussions. I really don't know what to say about this because this is a crime story that really doesn't have a self-love. Tell me what the self-love angle is in this. I don't see it. I can see how if Black men love themselves, that they will speak out more, that they will speak up more and let their voices be heard, just swiftly denouncing nonsense like this. You know, Black men make themselves look really bad when they do stuff like this because they make themselves look like beasts, and it dehumanizes them and gives people excuses or feeling justified in slaughtering them like animals. And so so this is something that Black men are really going to have to speak up and out about, and really going to have to do their corrective promotion to promote a different face for Black men. Black men are really going to have to get in control of community organizations. These guys, you know, I remember years ago when I was on the Rants and Raves board back in the olden days when we used to have message boards and used to talk a lot, like type a lot online. And on the Rants and Raves board, there were a lot of people who would come in and say a lot of racist things. And one of the things that they would come out saying is that they feel that Black men are cowards and that a whole group of Black men will attack an elderly person or attack women and this, that, and the other. And then, you know, and then we see images like these promoted in the media, and it really goes to complete that narrative of animalization and dehumanization. And Black men are really going to have to speak up and do something about that. This is in your hands. What are you all going to do? Black men, what are you going to do? And if you're not going to do anything, I really don't know what to say. You have to make your own decision about that. And so Alicia Alam is saying, I do feel like you're skirting the issue when you could easily talk about it. What is there to talk about? This is a crime story. I'm confused. This is a crime story. Also, I'm not sure what it is that you expect for me to say about a crime story. This is not the focus of my channel. I don't understand. I don't get what it is that you all want of me. There are many places talking about this. There are many vloggers talking about this whose channels are more in line with talking about these types of things. So if someone can tell me, what is it that you want from me? I really feel like Black men need to come out and address their image. There are people who are like, oh, Black women, you need to avoid Black men at all costs. Oh, Black women, you need to do this, you need to do that. And when it comes to crime stories, we focus in on something that is egregious and horrifying and shocking, and the story du jour, the more shocking the better, because it gets more eyes and it's more viral, etc. But what is the lesson here? Tell me, what is the lesson in a crime story? Because crime stories make the landscape of our society skew towards seeming more dangerous, more volatile, more violent than it actually is. And when I lived in my car for a year, right, I was frightened. I mean, you all saw the very first video that I made. I was scared. I was jumpy from sounds outside, and I was frightened. I was really, really frightened. And I ended up living in my car for a year. And by the end of the year, I realized that most streets, most neighborhoods, most everywhere is quiet. There's crime that happens, but what happens is when we conglomerate the stories into one area and talk about them back to back to back. So tell me, what is the lesson here? What is the lesson? What is the lesson? I want to know, what's the lesson? All right, so Kua is saying, explain why these guys have no self-love. Why were they lashing out at the sister? Okay, well, we can talk about where the journey that they traversed through as Black young men. And I can imagine that these Black young men don't really have much self-worth, don't really value their lives. You know, their lives are pretty much done. I mean, they're done for. This type of assault and perhaps attempted murder, depending on how they push the charges, I mean, they're done. Why didn't they love themselves? I don't know. We know that the Black man is a conquered male. We know that. We know that Black men have been chronically abandoned by their fathers. You know, we know that there are problems that exist in the community. We know that in this country, there are issues that are endemic to the Black community, having not received any healing, not had therapy in mass. Like, every Black person should have 10, 15 years of therapy or already paid for. This is why we need to stay on our officials like Biden, and in the same way that they signed these bills to negatively affect our community, they need to sign some bills to positively affect it, to create real and true change. In the same way that they redlined, they need to greenline. They need to give us forgivable loans for houses. There's a lot that we need. Why did this happen? You know, I want to, where is the self-love through relationship angle here? So we can speculate about why they don't love themselves, right? Where is the relationship? So what else is it? What other take do you want? So what is it? What is it that you want, that you feel that you can only get from me on this topic? Because like I said, Black men are really, and look, and we showed you the video. Black men came out in droves and they marched and said, protect Black women. And I think that the relationship angle on that is, I think Black men can feel Black women pulling away. I think they can feel us divesting. I think they can feel the shift. And I think that they have been put on notice that they do need to make some changes, and they do need to shift and do things differently. And so, like I always say, you know, when men do something wonderful, say, yes, wonderful, good job, more, please. And just really, we need to leave it in the hands of Black men to really start fixing some of these issues with Black men in the communities, creating organizations. I want to show you all something. I'm gonna look it up right now. And so Dinah is saying, every race of peoples have been enslaved. White people were enslaved by Arabs for 1,000 years. I'm tired of that excuse. Dinah, I think one of the differences is, well, first of all, I don't know when or who, or 1,000 years who was enslaved or whatnot. The difference is that and then also, is Arab a race? So there's a lot of layered things in there. Arab is not a race. So Caucasian is a race. And so the difference is, Irish people and Italian people and all different types of people had their issues. The overlying thing is that white people were at the hands of the enslavement of themselves, other people. Black people did not enslave white people. That's some stuff that some movie makers were pushing with some programming where they were trying to use some dog whistles with Planet of the Apes and stuff like that, which in and of itself was very problematic. You know what I mean? So Yolanda is saying the lesson can be respect all women. These men have mothers and sisters and such. No matter how much they hate women, misogyny is what this was, extreme case of it. Yeah, so I think that it was a lot of different things that led to something like that. Toxic masculinity, misogyny, self-hate, gang mentality, not respecting Black women, not caring about their lives, finding power in gangs of other men. I just felt a shake. Like you feel when you're in California, it just felt like a tremor, right? All right, so let's see. I all right, so let's see. And so Simone is saying, as a child, I hated Planet of the Apes. Yeah, because it had a lot of dog whistles in there and a lot of damn foolishness to excuse a lot of other damn foolishness. So Aisha is saying, learn to shoot. And so these are the types of conversations so the teachable lesson here is learn to shoot, protect yourself, carry mace, all of these things. So, okay. All right, so I want to show you all a comment that someone left on one of my videos, right? And the video was really about the comment was about BLM. And let's see. Give me a second. Go ahead and continue writing your comments. If you're on Clubhouse, come on over to Clubhouse and come to Clubhouse and follow me on Clubhouse. It's at Tanya TKO. And I'll see you all on Clubhouse. Let's see here. All right, let's search for the BLM. That way we can find all comments with the word BLM in it. Oh. All right, so let's see. All right, so here. So here we go. So let me change this and switch it over to a different section. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. All right. All right, so let's make this a little larger so that you all can see, and then we'll go from there. All right. All right. So here's a comment that someone wrote about Black Lives Matter, right? Let's see. Among other things, okay, so they were talking about Black Lives Matter not being a perfect organization, right? Oh, Lord have mercy. I can't find. Let me try to find the comment, because the comment basically, what the comment did was the comment listed out a list of different laws that had been changed and implemented as a result of the existence of Black Lives Matter. So is Black Lives Matter, are they doing everything? No, they're doing some things. This is why I say if Black Lives Matter is not doing things the way you want them to do, you have the ability to create organizations. That's the thing that's confusing to me because I'm not sure why people just aren't creating organizations. If you feel that Black Lives Matter needs to concentrate on segments outside of police brutality, you can create an organization that specifically focuses on that. Let's see. So let me see. And because I have two channels, so I never really know where the comments may be. Wow, look at this. All right. Here we go. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. I didn't even think about the comment until I came on here. But pretty much it was a really really long comment that went into the many different things and the many different laws and ordinances that were changed as a result of the Black Lives Matter work and movement. Now, are they going to do everything right? That twerking video was a hot mess, and I think that one of the things that we can do is continue to put pressure on organizations to uphold their mission statement, right? Put pressure on these organizations to stand up in ways that you need them to stand up, that's in alignment with the direction that they have stated that they are supposed to be going in, right? And appreciate what it is that they do. You can criticize what it is that they could do better, and ultimately keep in mind that you have the ability to make organizations as well. That to me is one of the most hopeful things, because one thing that I find that we do as Black people is I find that we have this I need a leader, I need someone to lead me kind of mentality, where we are constantly just, I don't know, searching for a savior to come in and do everything perfectly right and lead us and guide us in the ways that we feel that we want to be led and guided. And we want to enact these people to be spokespersons for us. And I'm just like, let me see, because I'm going to search for the word Breonna, because I remember they talked about Breonna Taylor. So let me search for the word Brianna, because I don't know if it was on. It could have, you know what? They could have even, let's see. I don't see the comment. Maybe if I find it, if I find it, I'll take a picture of it. And so Black Lives Matter is doing things that benefit Black women, that benefit Black men, that benefit society. They are not going to do everything. They're not going to do everything. Their focus isn't even on everything. So I don't really know. I came out and I spoke about this topic. I'll read some more. And so uh, Tammy is saying the story is she politely refused their offer to pay for her wine, not phone number, just FYI. Okay, so all right, so you're saying that they asked to pay for her wine, right? Red Love is saying, so true. People are waiting for a savior. All right. And Lawrence is saying civil rights was not about all Black people being perfect people. Yeah. And so A. Hamilton says, if you use our pain and suffering for your cause, yes, you owe us. I'm confused as to the us and them. Who's the us and who's the them? Because are the people of the organization not us? Are we? I'm confused. And so using pain, whose pain? The people who have been victims of police violence. So if an organization says that they're going to concentrate on police violence, then I'm confused. I don't know. Do you volunteer, Hamilton? Have you created organizations to help? If you have, then focus on your organizations and growing them and get the word out, and focus on, it's like, I I'm going to say this, and this is not going to be politically correct, but you know what? I don't care. I don't care at this point, right? It troubles me when we have a lot of people who don't create things. criticizing people who do. It's very easy to be, what do they call it? Armchair quarterback. It's very easy to be armchair quarterback, where you sit in the comforts of your home, drinking your energy drink, or your chamomile tea, or your coffee, or your whatever, right? And you criticize what other people, the movements and motions that other people have made, but you don't do those yourself. It's very easy to criticize what an organization is not doing. What is your organization doing? And the crazy part about it is that once you build your organization and you start dealing with the public, then you'll see how the public has and may have demands of your organization outside of the scope that your organization even said that it would focus on. I have people writing to me on my website, just desperately wanting me to classify them as black, desperately wanting me to classify them as something, desperately wanting, I don't know, something like I get Caucasian women who write to me desperately wanting me to shift my content for them. And I'm like, well, my main base, my core base are Black women, right? And we also said earlier this year that we were going to be making a shift. After I made the videos about divesting, I'm confused as to what more do you want, really? Listen, you know what you need to do. We need to take care of ourselves. I don't feel the need to constantly and continuously speak about people that, listen, black men. I don't see the need at this point to constantly and consistently speak about Black men when we have made the decision that we're going to do different things, that we're going to charge it to Black men to do the things that they need to do to protect their image, to promote their image, to fight for themselves, and to be on the front lines. And we are going to date who is the best option for us, regardless of what their skin color or nationality may be. I mean, I'm confused. This is a crime story. And it's a violent crime story at that. And I don't typically cover violent crime stories. I'm talking about this right now because this is a highly requested video. As you see, there were about 1,000 people on this broadcast, but I there were about 1,000 people on the broadcast, but I really don't know. And so Black is saying Soros funded the BLM movement. That's a fact, but he isn't doing the work. Black women are. And Red is saying, TKO, you seem so exhausted with this tonight. Don't let them get you. F them. Who can't see your position? They should focus on creating change for their communities. Well, and then Okechi is saying, shush, your ignorance is showing. Well, if you feel that I'm ignorant about something, by all means, educate me on what you feel that I'm ignorant about. I mean, that's the thing. It's easy to just holler out, just stuff. But educate people, do something. You know what I mean? Do something. That's all I'm saying. Do something. Do something. If you don't like the way a person creates content, it's so easy. Get a camera, you don't even have, you could use your phone. Everybody has a smartphone nowadays. It's so much easier now. When I first got on YouTube, we had to record. There was no live streaming. We had to record, we had to edit, we had to upload it. Now you could get an instantaneous record going right now from your phone. So it's like, if somebody is not doing something in the ways that you wanted, why sit back and complain? That goes for Black men, that goes for the government, that goes for anything. How long do we sit back and complain? When do we start doing something about it? I know that some of you are not going to be satisfied with this video because you're wanting something else. And so Okechi is saying, I was addressing the guy in the comments. I'm a big TKO fan. Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Lisa is saying, Tanya, I can tell you're extremely intelligent. Okay, thank you. Is that a tiny possum? Oh my goodness. We are too much nowadays. We are too much. All right. So I don't know. I just wanted to cover the story because a lot of people were asking about it, but I don't know what to say. Because I don't know. I don't know. I really wish that I could find that thing. And so A. Hamilton is saying, don't take your audience for granted. How do you know what work we do offline? Don't assume. See, that's a wasted comment, A. Hamilton. That comment is wasted. I asked you to speak about your organization. You're wasting a comment talking about what someone don't know. Speak about your organization. This is a wonderful time for you to say, I create an organization, or I participate in an organization that helps girls do XYZ. This is an excellent networking opportunity right now. And you're talking about some other stuff. And you're like, don't take your audience for granted. I don't know what you're talking about right now. What is it that you are upset about? What are you upset about right now? That I asked you to speak about the organizations that you've created. I thought that this was a great opportunity for networking. I don't understand. All right. So look here, Marie Jackson. I created an organization here in Mississippi. So speak about your organization. If you've created an organization to assist Black people in Mississippi, put the name of your organization in the comments. Piper is saying my energy seems off tonight. It is really off. It is. It is. It is. But I decided to do the video anyway. Right? If you've created a nonprofit organization to help, Black youth so that we can shift the direction of where it is that we're going, if you volunteer with Black girls, if you are part of an organization that you feel falls in the gap of where Black Lives Matter does not address, then by all means, post up that organization. Because if Black Lives Matter is not addressing particular issues, like, okay, are you paying Black Lives Matter any dues? You pay them any money? Well, what is it that they truly owe you? I'm confused. If someone can help me understand that, what is it that Black Lives Matter truly owes you? You pay them no dues. You're not a part of the how do you support them? It's become a hashtag and it has founding members, and Black Lives Matter is a statement. Black lives do matter, but they are an organization that focuses on the police violence. So I'm confused as to where the contention is. I'm confused. All right. So Adanya says community movement builders. Okay. Look at this. See, this is what I like. Okay. He has EP Systems Karate Club. You know what? The people who are posting up their businesses, click on their links, find out more about their businesses. Right? Find out more about what it is that they're doing in their community. Find out ways that you can help and maybe join together with them. Because it's like, okay, this is what I'm saying. It's so easy to criticize. Has anybody seen A. Hamilton post up the name of her organization? Because you're writing about what we don't know. Yes, of course. We don't know what it is that you're doing offline. That's why I'm asking, so that you can tell us what you're doing. I thought that was pretty straightforward. And Hello is saying, I'm really enjoying this convo. I feel like this is a birth of a new consciousness in Black women. While we can and should ridicule despotic Black men, we should ask each other to do more. Okay. All right. So, oh, look at this. Chicago lipstick saints for underprivileged Black girls in inner city communities. So this is what I'm saying, go check out people who are posting up okay, so Love Ade. Ajay says, I created a nonprofit here in Iowa called African Descendants Foundation. We are working on a hospital in Nigeria. We have a female charity home in Liberia for girls addicted to drugs, lack of education, girls with no homes, etc. And I'm working on a project similar to that in the US. And he puts up the website. So, this is what I'm saying. This is a great opportunity. And so Connie is saying people think that because it's an organization that helps Black people, that they are obligated to help them just for being Black. Not a good way to think. Oh, that's deep. That's deep. That's deep. All right. So, okay. Wait, vegan popcorn? Isn't all popcorn vegan? Isn't that? Oh, okay. So listen. So yeah. So happy nappy. Okay. All right. So Marie is saying Miss number one, first Black female veteran org, and WWP worked with me as well. Okay, so Marie has an organization. You have to look through the comments to find out what hers was. All right. All right. So, okay, so Black Jade is saying that she posted earlier what she does. A Hamilton, can you post it again so that I can paste it? So that we can give you some promotion on what it is that you're doing. And that's what it's about. It's about really bringing light to what it is that we're going to do. And so Aminata is saying, I'm going to be honest, I came here to hear you speak on the despicable behavior of those, and she's calling human beings creatures. I came for your commentary on sharing any similar behavior you might have experienced living in New York. No, because that's what I'm saying. This is a crime story, and crime stories, when the news makes, especially when something like this goes viral, it makes it seem like it's more prolific, like it's more widespread than it actually is. Like if you look at the news, that's what the news does. It makes it seem like there's crime everywhere and around every corner. I really don't. I saw the story and I thought that it's unfortunate. Besides saying it's unfortunate, what is the teachable moment here? And I'm sorry if I'm not giving you what it is that you want. I don't, in this situation, I don't know how to give you what you want in this situation when it's a violent crime story where the people will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. It's not like these people are not police officers who are sitting at home eating popcorn while, no, these people are done for. Their life is done. What is the lesson here? What is the lesson that you want? There are people who want to hear me say, so like there's some people who are like, oh, Tanya, you're caping for Black men. Then there are other people who are like, oh, Tanya, you hate Black men. And so it's like, no, I don't have a blanket amount of love for people just merely based on their skin color. I don't have a blanket amount of hate for people just based on their skin color, or critique for people based on their skin color. This is a violent crime story. These people will be prosecuted and put away for a long, long time. We can talk about society and we could talk about what led to a situation like this. However, my channel really does focus on relationships and the teachable moments for self-loving or self-abusing in those relationships. And so, yeah, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I've been thinking about this for a few days. I really don't know what I can add to the conversation. I don't know how to give people what they want in this circumstance and in this story. I really don't. Unfortunately, I don't. Oh, look at this. Darnisha, I'm the secretary of LIE International, where we help with individuals suffering from mental health and also young adults exiting the foster care system. That is such a great, worthy cause. So I love that. I love that. So, all right. So listen, these guys, they were showing their faces. They will be identified. They will be identified. All right. So Ricia is saying, I created an organization for people that has been convicted of a felony. And I also have WFH call center for anyone that can pass a background check. However, it's for a great fit for mothers that has problems finding childcare. The website is, and then she puts the website down there. All right. So this is wonderful. And so I really don't know. I don't know. It's like people are upset, people are outraged, rightfully so. Rightfully so. And the people who were in that video will be prosecuted. What more is it that we want besides their prosecution? What is it that we're needing in this moment? And let's see how we can find something in this moment to be able to provide comfort to us. What is it that we're needing? So the young lady who said that she came to hear my commentary on these, and she's calling them creatures, right? So what we're doing is we are speaking dehumanizing language about these people. And obviously, look, it was heinous. Crimes are heinous and they will be prosecuted. What more is it that we're needing in this moment? What is it that you want Tanya to say that you feel Tanya is not saying? I want to know. All right. So Delilah is saying for Black men to stop attacking Black women. Yes, listen, men need to stop attacking women. A Black woman is murdered every 19 hours in this country, every 19 hours by a man that she was romantically involved with or married to. The stats are staggering and horrible. I mean, Black men know that they should not attack Black women. This is why those men will be prosecuted, why they're going up the river, underneath the jail. They will not get out. I don't even know if they'll be granted parole in this lifetime. So I want to know. I want to know. So Queen is saying, why didn't no one help her though? Were there other people on the streets? Because that's awful. If no one helped her, if no one, I don't know. Listen, were there people on the streets? All right. All right. Oh, wow. So Shows is saying, I honestly don't think all of them will be arrested or anything will come of it if they haven't been found yet. Yeah, so no, their faces are shown. They're going up the river. They're going up the river. And so Amos is saying, we want you to care, to be upset at Black men for this behavior. So you want me to be angry. You want me to be angry at Black men for the behavior of a group of people in one city, on one street, in one country. And you want me to be angry at Black men for this behavior? I can be angry at those men for that behavior. And I am. It's horrifying. And I take solace in knowing that they will be arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. There are video cameras. I mean, you all saw. You saw their faces. Let me see if I can find an image of their faces, because their faces are shown. All right, let's see. All right, so here, let me bring the window over. Let me bring the window over. Give me 1 second. All right. So these are images of Black women attacked at liquor store, right? So as you see, these are pictures. These are pictures right here. So you see, their faces are in plain view. How do we feel that these people will not be caught? Their faces are in plain view. They're wide open. Now, if they don't get caught and people are not trying to arrest them, then that's a different story. Look, this man has no mask on. These men do not have mask on. They will be caught. This is it for them. They are done. They are done. And so people have come together, with the signs, protect Black women. I showed you the video of the men in the streets. So yeah, they're done. This is an unfortunate situation. It's a horrifying situation. It is a violent crime story, and this is something that nobody should have to go through. No one. No one at all. No one at all. All right, let's see. And Black women is saying, I agree. They are done. They will get them. All right, so all right. And so Francis is saying, Geraldine, do you not watch her videos? She never stops calling Black brothers. She absolutely hates them. I don't know if he's talking about me or someone else. Okay. So VA is saying Black men want to destroy Black women married to a proud boy, but not other Black men destroying communities. Yeah, this is problematic. Problematic. This is problematic. And Dominatrix is saying, you don't get a lot of time for that in New York. You must not know New York. You must not know New York, especially if these guys are known for organizing together in gang-like activity. Let them, they'll find listen, if they get any type of RICO charges, they're going to federal prison, and this is 25 to life. So if these guys can be classified as a gang, that's it. They're done. They're done. All right. So Stefania is saying so many Black women, so many women, especially Black women, have similar experiences. I think that it has to be addressed in the socialization of Black males, specifically Black males that allow things like this to happen. Yes, absolutely. And so Sloth is saying everyone is comfortable with attacking random Black women minding their business because we are least protected. Okay. So I'm still waiting to see what is it that you all are wanting from me in this moment. You're wanting me to be screaming and to be angry. And so what would so I this is I just I don't I just I'm trying to figure out if these men are identified and arrested, what is there to scream about right now? What is there to scream about? If they weren't arrested, this would be a different story. All right. So I don't know. I feel like I don't know. So listen, so Black is saying they'll catch them. I had an old friend involved in a Facebook crime live, and he was caught before a week was up. You can see their faces, and they will probably catch a RICO. Yeah, most likely. Most likely. And so Peace with Happiness is saying, did you talk about the 4 girls who killed the girl in Walmart in St. Charles, Louisiana? And so see, this is part of, I mean, where is the self-love in relationship or self-abusing in relationship angle in that Walmart story? I feel like we're confused as to which channel we're on. And Kimberly is saying, I feel like Black lives don't matter unless it's a white person. Black Lives Organization was created to fight against police brutality against Black people. So, some of these other organizations, and people posted up a lot of their organizations. Let's look through the comments. There are other organizations, some who address veterans. It's like, why go to an organization that says, listen, I am creating meals for veterans, and start saying, well, why aren't you creating meals for foster children or this and the other? You owe us. And so it's like, yeah, so it's like, okay, they have said that this is their mission statement. So if see, this is a thing. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. So Shauna is saying that there's something going on in the comments I haven't seen. Shaking my head at the men in the comments. This is everything that's wrong right now. And so, okay. Okay, so let's talk, right? Let's talk. Black women, right? What is it that you can do if Black men are not protecting us? What can you do? If you have Black men in your family, if you have Black men close to you, if you have Black men who want to date you, what is it that you as a woman can do if Black men are not protecting you? I'd love to hear that, because That is a conversation. What you can do, your actions, not trying to turn my channel into a violent crime reporting channel, because that's not what this is not what I focus on here. So Black women, what can we do if Black men are refusing to protect us? How do we navigate, right? How do we navigate if Black men are refusing to speak up and condemn the behaviors of vile and violent Black men? Okay, so Stacy is saying, Queen is saying, I forgot this is just relationship channel. I mean, that's what we focus on mainly on this channel, self-loving or self-abusing through relationship. It's announced at the beginning of almost every video, right? So EXO is saying self-defense. Leave did that years ago. Candid is saying our self-defenses suck, by the way. Many local recreation join self-defense, educate them. Unapologetic says, yet you talk about every other thing that doesn't involve self-love. Give me some examples, because every story we cover has a self-love or self-abusing angle in the relationship. Stay those Black men. Well, not all Black men, people talking in general. Say those Black men, not all Black men. Yeah, so Glenn, I'm asking, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What have you done, Glenn, you, to work with the youth, the Black male youth, to make sure that they will turn out different tomorrow? Sean is saying they're rallying for her. I showed some video footage of that. Take self-defense classes. Michelle is saying, I don't want them to protect me. I'd feel better if they just left me alone. I'd have a better chance at safety. Okay. So Harolda is saying we need to stop and try to love one another. Okay. And so Black women are starting to wake up and out of the mammy mentality. Carry a firearm, self-defense. Topaz says, I conceal carry. And so Okechi is saying the men in these comments should not even be here. They come here to incite in destructive chaos. I haven't seen those comments for some reason. And so BBV says, protect yourself instead of spending all of your energy protecting them. Yes. Black Jade is saying her husband bought her a firearm. I feel you. And so Bella is saying, what do we do to protect ourselves besides guns? All states don't allow. So, we can continue to move forward in the criminal justice field. We can become policymakers. We can run for local office. There's a lot of different things that we can do. We can start organizations. We can stop supporting people who are not supporting us. We can divest. We can turn away. We can stop having children out of wedlock. We can stop giving people a chance who are not showing behaviors that are upstanding. There's a lot of different things we can do. And so, look, this is a person by the name of Sir Charles, and he's proud of this comment. He wrote this and he has his face showing and everything. That's why I posted it up here, so you could all see the look of a person who makes a statement like this. Women, are y'all protecting us? So this is a Negroid person with a penis, a male person, a male mammalian, human adult, who is asking whether or not the female of his species is going to protect him. Just look at his face. This is sad. Sad, sad, sad. And so what do? If you come to a video like mine and a person like him has been in your inbox, just know who it is that he is, and the perhaps bitch-astedness that eludes around him, and you just continue to keep it moving. You look into the look in their eyes and you just go somewhere else. Spirited Sunflower saying, leave their asses. Exactly. Like, you see a person like that and you see that they're acting very moist on their page and wanting women to protect them. you keep it moving. You do not give them the time of day. You do not pass go. You do not collect $200. They got to get cut. They got to get cut. So Jason is saying, listen, this is not even a real picture of this man, is it? I don't know. I don't know. The Black community has spent too many years glorifying the thug and that type of behavior, and good BM educated themselves, respecting the community, trying to develop, are called squares and disrespected. Is this the same narrative? This is what these people are trolling. I see what you all are saying. People are trolling. People are trolling. Chef is saying join self-defense. All right. EXO is saying stop dating them. S-Turn says avoid them. Listen, we need to try different things until something works. It can be a multi-level strategy. It can be a multi-level strategy by making sure that the men that are closest to you, find out what their stance is, and if they are not showing up, if they are not participating, if they're not doing the damn thing. So it's not enough to just it's not enough to just go to school and educate yourself. We've got to reach back. We've got to reach back to the youth. Each one teach one. We've got to mentor. We've got to tutor. We've got to go back to our elementary schools and give speeches to the young kids and volunteer and give to charities and stuff like that. I don't know. That's what Ivy is saying. Black girls and women are under attack. The silence among Black men is deafening. And so what do we do when we hear this deafening silence? All right. While the violence is compounded by institutionalized racism, the lives of Black girls and women is disproportionately impacted by violence, whether she's at home, at school, on her job, and on the streets. Black girls and women are disproportionately exposed to physical and intimate abuse, racial profiling, and have the highest rates of incarceration. Black women face high rates of domestic violence. Yes. So what do we do if Black men are not stepping up and doing the things that they need to do? We need to breed these people out. We need to not let their seed live on in this world. This is, I'm sorry, this is what we need to do. All right. All right. And D is saying, you bear no responsibility, Tanya. I'm confused. What am I supposed to be bearing responsibility for? Help me understand. Help me understand. And so Candid is saying they will get hood justice as well. Oh, I definitely believe that. I believe those men will get beat up, if not snitched on, worse if it was revealed that they are not from Harlem. Yeah, these people, I mean, this story is horrifying, and Black men are making themselves look so bad. So I'm asking Black men, what are you going to do about your own corrective promotion? What are you going to do about your image that's being sullied out there by Black men who are making you all look really bad in the public? What are you going to do? What are you going to do, Black men? I want to hear some answers from the Black men in the audience. I want to know. All right. So, all right. I'm looking. Black men, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because you all are going to have to come up with a solution. Black women, you're going to have to make the best dating and mating choices for you, and let Black men figure out this mess that they have created, because the neighborhoods are made unsafe mainly at the hands of Black men. So what are other Black men going to do? What are you going to do, Black men? What are you going to do? Chris C is saying we are individuals. Exactly. You as an individual, Chris C, what are you going to do? All right. Wayne is saying continue to study and elevate myself. Okay. What are you going to do outside of yourself to address these issues? Because you can study and a police officer can still come upon you, and you end up not going home that night. So what are you going to do to address this societal issue, the ways that Black men are being promoted, and what you can do, and how Black men are growing up in these neighborhoods? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So Ahmet is saying, what do you mean Black men? I mean, if you don't know what a Black man is, then maybe you should sit down and close your mouth. It's like, if you don't know what a Black man is, then hush. And maybe, maybe you can look around and see and learn and understand what a Black man is. All right. All right. I'm looking for answers from Black men. Okay. I'm looking. I'm looking. I'm looking. Somebody shooting their shot in the audience. Esther to say, Chris's C solution, we are individuals. Well, good luck. Well, this is what I'm saying. Tam Tam is saying they will be silent on this issue. I'm looking. So Worldwide is saying, I will only date Black women. What are you going to do outside of yourself? See, this is what is going on. Like, Black men, I'm asking you, what are you going to do? Where's your organization? How are you participating in the development and upliftment of the generation that's coming behind you? What are you going to do besides whatever it is that you're doing personally and privately? So you're going to continue to walk past these neighborhoods, these stats. And so it's like, okay, what organization are you going to create to address some of these issues? Delilah is saying, they wonder why people cross the street when they are around. Okay. And so this person, he's serious. Look at his face. Oh my God. Who's the man behind the scenes helping the Black woman that y'all don't know about? Negro, I'm asking you a question about what you are going to do. And I don't see an answer from you besides deflection. So Black women, this is what I'm saying. We need to wake up and look around and see. I did a video years ago. We're on our own. What is it that we're going to do knowing that we're on our own? You need to think about protecting yourself first and foremost, and not worry about these people. Not worry about these people. And so here, Glenn is saying, what about the men that are holding it down and handling business? That's not screwing everything moving and putting their kids through college so they are productive members of society. Do we count for anything? If a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? If you're doing whatever it is that you're doing quietly, alone, and in one area, how much of an impact does it make? If you create an organization to help 100 children and that is able to spread out, that has a greater impact than just doing things individually. This is what I'm saying. Listen, you could try to ignore the issue. You could try to ignore the problem, but this affects you. And you need to get on the front lines of the solution. It's not just about what I'm going to do individually myself. What are you going to do to assist the youth? I guess this is why Black women made the organization Black Lives Matter, because what were Black men going to do? I'm looking in these comments and this is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. This is embarrassing. What about the men that are holding it down? This is a story about a gang of men who attacked a Black woman and tried to bite her face off. Listen, she couldn't overpower one man. a whole group of them. So what is it that you're going to do besides sitting quietly and saying, oh, well, I'm just going to hold it down silently, and then ask people, what about the people who are silent? No, being silent does not matter. No, being silent does not matter. Your actions matter. We live in a physical world that requires physical action. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? That's what I want to know. Tish is saying, stop having babies with men who cannot commit to you. Wait for a man who will help raise your male children to be a man. Yes. What are some of the things that we can do in the neighborhood? I'm just so confused. Like, I'm confused. Oh, man. So let's see. Clarence is saying, I can't. All right. So Bumblebee is saying, she's asking a simple question, gentlemen. What will you do to show your community that the world that you care about and to protect your women? You know, listen. So Goldie is saying, stop dating players. I think this person is trolling. Kimberly's saying they're going to do nothing until it happens to someone close to them. Yeah, I'm seeing that a lot of the men seem to be very individualistic, not really thinking about community, that they will allow these people to run rampant in the community and just walk by and say, well, I'm a good man. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Okay, so Glenn says, I already said I work with the youth for over 15 years coaching and mentoring. Wonderful. So that is making a difference. That wasn't what your statement was before. What is the organization that you work with so that maybe we can get some more volunteers for your organization? Because it's easy to type something on the internet, but let us know the name of the organization so people can come behind the scenes and participate. So Anima is saying, can anyone tell me how to start an organization or point me in the right direction? So if there's somebody who knows how to start an organization, legit, contact Anima. All right. Okay. I'm trying to. All right. Marlon is saying, and give a testament of my life because it's not a life they truly want to live. I've seen many gangsters crying in jail from being stupid. It's the music, like the piper going down in their mind, influenced by drugs and alcohol. I think that might be a continuation of a comment. We'll look and see. So that name was Marlon. Let's see if he has another comment above. All right, so Reef has a comment. He says, take accountability for the men who are doing wrong and teaching them self-love, how to protect their community. That's vague. What specific steps are you going to take? What are you going to take? LRA is saying, I think they don't know how. Well, you know what? This is why it's up to men to figure it out. Steven says, sports. Okay. I mean, you're using this as an opportunity to joke. It's not funny. And Francis says, it's the internet. That's how it works, sweetie. You one of those profile store. I don't know what's happening. People fighting in the comments. All right. I don't see. So Lee is saying Black men aren't killing Black women because of their skin color, though, which is what the question suggests. Yeah, Black men are killing Black women because of their skin color and because their proximity to them. Yes. All right. Okay. So Daniel I'm sorry, I'm quiet as I'm scrolling through the comments trying to find. Daniel says, good question. We focus so much on the problem. Many of us don't have a solid solution to it. Sad but true. Okay, so what is the solution? Black men, you need to get with other Black men and figure this out. Figure this out. Do something. Black men, do something. Figure out what it is that you need to do. Listen, the Black Panthers arrived because they were policing the police. What is it that we're going to do to keep our neighborhoods safe? Do you all remember the Guardian Angels? I believe that's what their name was. Back in the 80s, they had the red berets. I think they were like Latino. I think they were like in Spanish Harlem and stuff. So we had the Guardian Angels. We had the Black Panther Party back in the days. Black men, what are you going to do? What are we going to do to protect our neighborhoods, to make the neighborhoods safe for women and children? What are we going to do? What are you going to do? That's the question. What are you going to do? Ray is saying, I don't believe there's an answer. That sounds disempowered. You got to think of your mind. Bobby, I see you in the comments. I don't see your comment. I'm looking for it. I don't see your comment. What are you going to do, Bobby? What are you going to do? I'm looking for. And Clarence is saying, y'all not hearing what she's asking. I'm trying to figure out. I'm looking for comments from men. Okay, so Glenn is saying, I work with hundreds of kids over the years. You're not seeing my comments. Okay, I see this one. I'm looking for the comments from the men. And I'm not seeing any solutions. I'm not seeing any solutions. I'm not seeing solutions. I'm scrolling. And Wayne is saying, so you tell us what you think we should do. And see, you can't wait for women to tell you what you think you should do. Get together with other men and figure out what you all need to do. This is not about taking direction from women. This is about standing in your masculinity and doing what you need to do as a man, as men, to protect your community, to reach back to the youth. It's like you all have got to do something. You all have got to do something. All right, so here's a name, Jimmy. I teach my sons to protect women, that we need each other, and to be honorable. I try to set a good example for them, and also they need to hold each other responsible and call out FS. Okay, so outside of your home, what are you going to do? What organizations are you participating? What youth are you reaching back to? Because we're in a dire situation. And so Worldwide is saying, I will educate Black people on the importance of morals. I don't even know what to say about that sentence. You will? That's gotten to the top. There's no more in the queue. I don't see any more. All right. Listen. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So Mark is saying Moses' law, eye for an eye. Okay. Sonia's saying we're our warriors. This is what I'm saying. So somebody named Jimmy made a statement that Tiffany likes. So let's look for it. Let's look for it. Wayne is saying Black men can't even get together to start a business. You there complaining, you're a Black man. Get some Black men together and start a business. I don't understand. Sir Charles is confused. What the hell is she talking about? Okay. All right. So let's see. Lass is saying other races of men aren't asking women what they need to do. I just listen. I'm looking. Sean is saying Anthony, absolutely my brother. Mark is saying take names and go Assassin's Creed on them. Listen. Oh gosh. Alicia is saying come on Black men, lead. Jimmy is saying I commented 3 times. I thought I read your comment already. I don't see the rest of the comments from men. So Mice is saying this is part of the solution, the conversation we're having. Come on, I want to see some. So Marcus is saying, I'm doing nothing. Keep that same child support. And I don't need a man energy. What the hell are you talking about? What's the question? The question is, what are Black men going to do to shift the promotion of Black men in the news and media? What are Black men going to do about eliminating crime in Black areas? What are Black men going to do about protecting Black women and children? These are the questions. These are the questions. That's the question. So KL is saying, Bobby already answered, you're just not watching. There's a lot of comments. There's 800 people on here. So I can't see all of them. You have to, if you write a comment, just cut and paste it. Oh. All right. So see, I don't see all of the comments. And Brandon is saying, always trying to find something wrong with Black men. All right. Lennox is saying you didn't see my comment. No, I didn't see all of them, but all right. I mean, I'm not seeing all of the comments. I'm trying, but they're coming by very quickly. I'm scrolling. And so Jamar is saying we were protesting alongside Black women to protect that neighborhood. Yes, Black women did not need to be out there. This is what I'm saying. What are Black men going to be doing? So I understand. So they went out and you all marched. After the march, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And so Chris is saying, you're not getting an answer because you're trying to pin one solution on all of us when Black women are the ones raising them. You listen. Black men not being there affects how your child is raised. So if it's not you raising your child, you have an effect on how that child is raised by not showing up and not being there. Tanya Walker is saying, yes, they need to protect the neighborhood. Show up, show out, and teach, says Joseph. All right. Mark says, I'm not going to read it out loud. I'll just post it on the screen. All right. Okay. Let's see. Somebody says Bobby already answered. I don't see them. I don't see them. All right. I'm looking. But you know what? This is how it is, because there's hundreds of comments that come through, and sometimes I'm looking, but it got to the top of the comments and now I don't see any more. All right. So on that note, I'm going to let you all go. We've been on for an hour and a half talking about this. And so all right. So look, Anthony is saying, walk the women spoke to the market or the bus stop. You know what? Maybe that could be an organization where somebody shows up and walks a woman from. So maybe there could be a number to text the person for a walking buddy. You know, maybe there could be walking buddies on deck to walk from, just something. But what I'm saying is that we have to think of something. Men, you are great at solutions. You know, you come to a man with a problem, he'll have a million solutions for you. So the problem is that our neighborhoods are dangerous. That's the problem. Our neighborhoods are dangerous. Black men, what is the solution, Black men? The neighborhoods are dangerous. What's the solution? You all are great at coming up with solutions. And somebody saying, I'm trying to pin one issue on all. This is Black men. What are Black men going to do? The neighborhoods are dangerous. What are we going to do? What are you going to do, Black men? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Lamont says, pointless to be beating the pavement to get no results. Oh, Lord. Brandon is saying, then stop keeping us from our children. You're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar. And I'm telling you that to your goddamn face. Don't listen. Don't piss me off here today, because When a man takes an interest in his child, the court actually favors men. So if you want to sit up there and trying to act like some little bitch ass naker, like somebody's keeping you from your children, who on this earth could keep you from a seed that you produced into this world? Go to court, do whatever the F it is that you need to do, but take your black ass off the fucking internet bitching and moaning about it. No one believes you. You're not a victim. You're a volunteer. Keep your dick in your pants. Stop squirting around in miscellaneous pussies and then blaming the pussies for behavior that you didn't vet them for. Go to court. Do your goddamn thing. When my friend, when this girl tried to stop him from seeing his child, he said, hell to the mother effing no. He went to court and got joint custody. When a man shows up, the court favors men. So stop with this little bitch ass moaning and complaining on the computer. Stop this. You need to take your black ass off of this live instead of complaining. Go try to read some damn articles on how you can help yourself and show up to court and put in the time and the work. People always want to complain, and stop listening to these men complain about stuff that they're not doing. I still don't see Bobby's comment. Sorry. I don't see Bobby's comment. And so this guy is such a loser. He's behaving like a loser. There's still hope for him, because I don't like to call human beings losers. Chef is saying contact mentor organizations. Lennox is saying, I've successfully mentored men 16 to 25 for over 15 years. I'm taking it to a world stage by creating a men's group online by using YouTube Live, Instagram, and Facebook. Going to be covering life, money, and entrepreneurship. Many of the guys are excited about it, and we're ready to go. Real proven solutions. Okay, so I mean, there's already a demographic. What are we going to do about the dangers in the neighborhood? So we could sit up there learning about real estate. The neighborhoods are dangerous is the issue. What's the solution to that? Kani is saying, no one can take your kid. You give up and stop fighting for your child. That just shows the weakness in you. Yeah. All right. And so Sharita is saying, exactly, some things happen. Same thing happened to my homeboy. He has full custody of his kids. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is how you know that men be lying. And so Ray is saying, Tanya TK, I swear you read the Willie Lynch letter. I swear you don't read. Because if you read, you would have seen that the Willie Lynch letter had been debunked, that it was never in existence before 2008 when it showed up in a string of email forwards. It never existed in the time that they claimed that it existed. And it has been widely already debunked. So we can tell that not only did you not read the Willie Lynch letter for real, because there was none, that you don't read, period, because you didn't see that it was debunked. And Deanna is saying, sis, don't let him push your buttons. Oh, please. Some people need to be cussed out sometimes. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. I'm looking. All right. So Bobby is saying, I was thinking of something similar like an app, but brothers, we got to fully vet each other, especially building trust. Yes. So you mean like an app to walk people home? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Men have to learn how to control their sexual urges and impulses, because I walking home late at night and don't ask them for their phone number, please. Just let it be very casual. Let them walk them home and just keep it moving. All right. Get out of the studio and off the block. So if the neighborhoods are dangerous, Black men, what is the solution? And so this disempowered man, so I got to do all the work? Nah, that's you. This man, this is I can't imagine the type of woman that gave birth to his seed. She didn't vet this man. I don't know if his sperm was any good. That's the type of sperm you got to plan B it. Go get you to the drugstore and go get you the plan B the next morning and snuff. Listen, let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. Let me hush my mouth. Let me hush my mouth. Listen, let me hush my mouth. All right. So, listen, Black men, you have to love yourself enough to love your seed, and there can be nothing that a person can do to take your seed away from you. We're talking about an innocent child. That if you really feel that that woman is not fit, you would let somebody unfit raise your child. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Listen. Listen, you all heard me. You heard me. Listen, you heard me. You heard me. All right. So on that note, I'm gonna let you all listen. I'm gonna let you all go. Christina's like, "What y'all do? Why she mad?" Listen, there's just too many. Wait, Nash is saying he's my ex-husband. Girl, I wish. Hold on. Listen, look at this. Ah, Genesis says Brandon looks like he wears lip gloss. I cannot. I cannot. I really can't. I cannot right now. I cannot. Oh. And Be the Light is saying, with Zoom meetings with boys, you don't even have to get off of the couch, bums. Sloth is saying, no one said you had to do all the work. You were just weak. You all are coming for his neck. Oh, goodness. Lord have mercy. Wayne is saying, courts keep children from good Black men. She is ignorant. I knew Willie Lynch from the 80s. She fell for the debunk shit. Listen, you seemed like an all right person before, but now you starting to sound very ignorant. It is well known that the courts favor a man who really does step up and truly just participates. Apply for joint custody. What court is stopping a good Black man from having joint custody? What court? What court? What court is keeping a good Black man from having custody, from having joint custody once you petition the court? It's just that there are far too many Black men who just don't really care. They just go in and they're already defeated. And they don't really care to look after their children. They just want to give the excuses. They want to talk about, oh, woe is me, and how somebody is doing you wrong and all this other stuff. You fell for the Willie Lynch letter. Oh goodness, Sloth said he is wearing lip gloss. Is he? Hold on. Let's see. I don't know. I can't tell. It's too small for me. You all gotta zoom in on it. Wait. Uniquely says Brandon wears a 34B. Lord have mercy. I cannot. But he probably does though, maybe an A, 34A. Maybe you think a B? Okay. Okay. All right. So there's a lot of so oh my goodness. His gloss got glitter in it and all of that. My. All right, so Xavier is saying this issue is going to take a while to fix. I think we need to do research on why some men are growing into adults hating Black women. We are then going to need to target school-age children and anti-violence education. Yes, so start seeing how you can do that. Start seeing. All right. So Michelle is saying you knew Willie Lynch. Post a picture. Mm-hmm. Somebody asking if Brandon lives in ATL. How you do? Oh, goodness. All right. All right. So Wayne is asking me to inbox him. My me likes my head wrap. Somebody wants to take kids to church. Sir Charles is back with a comment I'm skipping over and not reading. Okay, let's see. All right. Puritanical says just do something instead of nothing. Somebody saying they're looking a bit shiny. Oh gosh. Uniquely, Vicky says, I was in the courts and they favor Black men all the time. They really do. This is what I'm hearing from people actually going through the system, that when a man steps up, the courts favor men. But far too many men just already think that they are going to go into a situation where they're going to be railroaded. They don't even try. They just let their children go. It's real sad. It's real sad. And then they want to complain to other women and try to get sympathy and dates and pity pussy, talking about they keeping my children from me. Like this girl, she tried to take his child and move to another state. And he went and got an injunction and a stay from the court. She was not able to go anywhere with his child. He petitioned the court for joint custody and was granted it. When she was like, this is my child. This is my child. They're not going to take a child from the mother. He sure did get joint custody. This was in New York City. New York City. So, and then also in Florida. So every state is going to be different. But from what it is that I hear from people in multiple states, we did a live broadcast on this with real life people testimonials. You know, not just people pretending, but real life people testimonials. We talked to men, we talked to women. This happened on a live broadcast last year or the year before, when I was in Southern California. So yeah, absolutely. Real life people, people who worked in the courts, people who were judges, lawyers, people who had petitioned, women who had lost custody of their children simply because the father demanded custody. So let's see. Joy, oh, it's moving so quickly. Joy is saying the courts do favor men. However, I believe some of these dudes don't really try. Ultimately, they just want their freedom, and playing victim lets them off the hook. Exactly. Exactly. So, oh, exactly. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to find somebody put a comment in that was like, show where you getting your stats, but Tanya is saying Brandon wears kitten heels. Lord have mercy. Somebody is saying, do we really need to still do research on why Black men hate Black women? I don't even know. Look, I think we need to take action today to keep the place safe. And once the place is safe, I think we can do some research. But if you want to do some research, let's see. And so Travan is saying, are you married? Question mark, question mark, relationship specialist. You look like you're trying to get a date, buddy. You shooting your shot live? Huh? You shooting your shot? You look like you got some kids that you claiming the courts won't let you see, son. Sit down. Sit down. Ah. All right. And Nash is saying, especially if they're in the military. Yeah, I can imagine. But people still want to make excuses. Chow says the same men that say that got 5 baby mamas and say they don't have kids. You know, we're not doing calls tonight. Maybe we'll do some calls tomorrow or something. Just make sure that you're subscribed and following. S Turns is saying they don't even think they'll be railroaded. They just don't want to take the responsibility. Erica is saying, I know a lot of Black men who have custody of their kids. Ricky is saying, I actually tell men how to win in court. Jazzy is saying the court always favors the man because he usually has more money to provide. Shellis is saying the guy I'm seeing was awarded full custody even though he moved out of state. Capri is saying they don't really want the responsibility. Bobby is laughing at pity pussy. You know how it is. You know how it is. People out there be trying to get some pity for their hardships that they're going through. I don't see the comment that said to cite my source, but we see all over the comments real life people in real life situations. And on that note, listen, I'm getting out of here. I appreciate you all coming out. I will see you all in the next video. I'm tired and I feel like the conversation went on, but I don't know what it is. What solution did we come up during this conversation? On that note, I'll see you all in the next video. Tanya TKO, and I'm out. Go out there and love one another, but most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is, what is the self-love component on this? Protect yourself at all costs, divest from people who are not protecting you, and demand solutions from people who want to stay in your good graces, who want your time, solutions, and action. I mean, listen, don't smile at people at the barbecue if you know that they ain't doing what they need to do. Oh, that rhyme, bars. All right, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.